Okay, so we're just giving people a little time to come in. Make sure that you are smashing that notification bell. You can also share this live if you like, or tag a few people that you think this would be good for. And don't be shy, because this is a place to discuss things. You don't have to be a veteran to really have input, because I learn from people every day in the lives and in life. So this is not a place where if you're not seasoned, you can't speak up. This is a place to kind of get the discussion going, to kind of get the mind brewing, so we can all make money in the beauty industry, okay? And you can invite people or share with people who may not necessarily be nail techs, because this is anyone in the beauty industry or for an entrepreneur overall. So just sit back and we'll come on soon. Thanks for your support. This track is so funny to me. I just had to throw it in because the emotions be running high, honey. But I'm coming soon. Just hold on. Just giving people time to come on in. Get what you need to get. We're starting soon. Hello, 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 hello. I am here. This is Shecago. How is everyone doing today? This is kind of like an emergency broadcast. No, I will not be coming on camera because I did not plan to come on live, but today has been literally one of those days where it's like I'm very agitated. Oh my God, I'm very agitated. You ever had one of those days where you started to try to get all these things done, and everything you went to go to do, none of it went through? So at the end of the day, you tried to do so many things, but nothing was accomplished, because every time you tried to do one of the things on your list, something happened from that one thing, which threw off your entire day. Like, that was my day. It was just not a good day. It's a good day because I'm alive. You know, God blessed me to still be here and everything. But it was just really one of those days where I came in the house and said, you know what? I'm not going to get any of this done. time is not allowing me to. I was getting sent off in circles, driving all over the city on blank missions. And, then I said, okay, I'm going to go home. I'm going to take a rest. I'm going to run this garbage out. And I'm just going to take a nap before, my client comes, right? And even when I went to take out the garbage, you guys, I have been going and taking out the garbage. And if you all are here, just say hello, say something to me, let me know you're here. I have been taking out the garbage and just kind of like taking it, throwing it, and just coming right back in. And, with all the snow and everything, I'm assuming that this pile around my garbage cans, just an example of one part of my day, this pile is, snow. So today was like really, really, really warm here in Chicago. So I'm like, okay, let me go out here and take this trash out or whatever. I go to take out the trash. Now all the snow has melted. And lo and behold, it is a ton of trash everywhere to the point where it's embarrassing. And I'm like, what the hell? Did somebody turn over my trash cans? Like, what is going on? But it's been very windy. I don't know. I've just been kind of running out there real quick because it was like freezing. And I would just throw the bag and just keep going, not even looking, thinking that all of that was snow. So I ended up, instead of coming home and taking this nap, I ended up, because I was highly annoyed, I ended up having to go grab the shovel, the rake, and the push broom to pick up all this trash. It was so much trash. It took me about 45 minutes to get all the trash I could get. But then some of the trash was stuck to the ice block that was still sitting there. So I couldn't even pick all of that up because I wasn't strong enough to even break all that ice up and pick that trash up because it was stuck. It was too heavy. It wouldn't break. So now I have to wait for it to melt some more to go out there and pick the rest of it up. And I've already literally paid someone to go out there and clean that area and pick up that trash. And I don't know if it's the neighborhood, but I don't think so. I think it's a lot of cats. My next door neighbor's house caught on fire and they had a ton of cats. They were like the neighborhood agency for all the cats in the neighborhood, which is a good thing for mice, but it's a bad thing because since their house burned up, caught fire and completely was destroyed, these cats have nowhere to go. So I think these cats are just rummaging everywhere and going crazy. One thing I will say is I don't really see raccoons and I don't see mice, but we have a lot of cats around here. So I'm like, okay. I spent so much time picking up that trash. Now I have to go back out there and finish doing it because I don't want my neighbors thinking I'm like this trashy person. I thought all of that was snow. And so it's just really crazy because today has literally been one of those days where I thought I was going to be able to get some important things done and nothing was done. Like nothing I had planned out a certain way. It's just like, it's one of those days where it's like, I really could have just stayed in bed, but I don't stay in bed all day most days unless I'm sick. So I'm just like, wow, it was just a waste of a day. And I decided to come live for this particular reason. I wanted to see who was here, but I wanted to come live for this particular reason because I wanted to ask a question or two. And if you are here, hey, Darian Holloway, hi, Tutu, hello, hi. I just wanted to ask a question. If I don't get any responses, then I'll probably come back and do this video again because I am so serious about this. I just have a few questions and I need to know, not even to be sarcastic or smart. I seriously need to know what the new trends are. Like, it's like all of a sudden, maybe I'm crazy or whatever, but it's like out of nowhere, this big, huge influx of new technicians came in. And now all of a sudden, certain things are not acceptable. Certain things are not in. Hi, Sharia. Certain things are not acceptable. Certain things are not in. Certain things are, and I'm just trying to figure out what the heck is going on. It's like overnight, everything has changed, and it's a whole new wave of nail techs who are just like setting this new set of ground rules of what's what. It's almost like they are, to me, triggering or changing the industry and getting in the minds of clients as to what's acceptable, what's not. And I just want to run a few things by you all and get your opinion because maybe you all could set the record straight because I'm like, when did this happen? I'm slow, I guess. So my first question is, are short nails not a thing anymore? I'm seriously asking, like, are short nails a bad thing? Because everything is so long. And I just noticed that the set, the longer the set, the more props the set gets. The set could just be super long, like 5 inches long, and just polished red and matte on top, and it gets so many likes. And I'm like, this is a red set of nails. It's just super long that most people wouldn't wear in real life. It's not really feasible in real life for people with jobs, but those are the ones that are getting props. And these are the people with all of the big following on social media. And so I want to set the record straight. You all could tell me what you all are seeing. I'm just asking, is this the new is this the new way we're going in nails? Like, if you're going to post nails, they need to be super long to get any type of traction in social media. They need to have donuts and teddy bears. Like, is this the thing? Like, is this what we're supposed to be doing? Because I actually was supposed to do a set today on someone, and I was going to do a XL set on her because I know she would keep them on because she wears long nails. So I was like, let me call her and offer her a set, whatever. And I didn't do it because she wasn't ready. She wasn't prepared the way I needed her to. So we're going to redo it another day. But I'm just doing it because I'm like, I feel like this is the new trend. In order for you to get attention online, you need to be posting some showstopper sets. For me, it's kind of like I could do it for artistic purposes, but for me personally, that's not the clientele that I really want my chair all the time. Here and there, maybe, but that's not the clientele I want. But it almost seems like in order to get people to pay any attention to you online, or for you to get some traction or to get some street cred, so to speak, social media in these social media streets, that's what it takes. So I'm really getting confused on, is this what we need to do? Do we need to be putting out like the designers do on the runway? They put out pieces and have these models walk and pieces of clothing that is not wearable in real life, or like most people wouldn't buy in real life. Is this what we need to do now for nails? Because I'm seeing people present a lot of work online that I'm like, this is not wearable for the average person who's going to be my real client in real life. And so is this what you all are seeing? I'm just help me out here. So you said hand painting, square and tapered square and taper square. Okay, short is either short or XL. So it's either short. I'm seeing a few little short shorts now. They're giving some love to the short shorts, or it has to be XL. It's like medium nails. Medium nails is kind of boring. And you know what? It's funny because that's what I do. Most of my clients get medium to medium nails. You never lie. They don't do it anymore, which is crazy. It is. It's either short or XL. It's either short, or XL. It's like nobody posts medium sets. Am I crazy? Am I crazy on that? So is that what we need to be doing? That's my first one. The second one is, it seemed like all of a sudden in the past 3 weeks, I'm like, Dad, okay, so no one likes curved nails of any sort anymore. Is this where we are with it? No one wears curved nails. I want you all to help me out because I'm a little older, I guess. I don't know. All of a sudden, nobody wears curved nails. No, please help me out. I want you all to chime in. I'm really, school me, okay? Because I want to stay up on what's what. I'm just wondering. So now nobody likes curved nails. I noticed that the curved nails do not really get love. The nail techs that I've been knowing that are licensed and been doing this a long, long time, and they've been in the game, I just noticed that their numbers are nowhere near as high as the new ones with the straight acrylic. So it seems like now what's getting all the love is the longer the nail and the more stuff on the nail and the square. And if they got to be perfectly square and flat with no apex at all, apexes are out too, right? This is what I'm seeing too. People are making fun of apexes. See, I'm getting a lot of this from TikTok because I'm on TikTok hours a day. So we're not into curved nails anymore. We're not into apexes anymore. And we are definitely not into anything really these days, but anything that's square. It almost seems like even coffin nails are going out. So help me out. Straight tips and super sharp edges is what the wave is. Okay, that's what I said. That's what I was wondering. I'm like, everything is super square all of a sudden. Back just even like a year and a half ago, nobody wanted square nails. Everybody wanted coffin and stiletto. Now all of a sudden, nobody really wants stiletto. That's fading out the picture. Everybody wants straight up square nails, like perfect square nails and tapered square. Okay, yeah. And yeah, coffin is just gone. All of a sudden, coffin is gone. This is what I'm saying. It's like all of a sudden, these things change. All of a sudden, these things changed. So these are just the things that I'm noticing. I'm gonna finish it on up with something that really gets me my gears grinding as to we got to really be prepared because this industry is going through a major change that people don't see, but this is my life, and so I pay attention. But I'm going to keep going with some things that I saw as well. Now, we talked about how everything now needs to be straight, no apex. The longer the better for posting on social media, right? I don't know why people have something against apexes nowadays. I don't know. We were always taught that the nail should have an apex to give it strength. And I don't know. It's so funny because I see so many people posting all of these extra long sets and making fun of apexes. But this is what I don't see. I don't see people posting these super XL extendo sets a month later. I don't see that posted. I rarely see a person posting a client that came back with some XLs or some extendos talking about they've been on for 6 weeks. But for some reason, it's like taboo. It's like old fashioned to have an apex or a curve. And so I'm like, wow, okay, maybe I'm crazy. Yes, that's true. And a bunch of rhinestones. Yes. And let me tell you what also has changed. What also has changed, y'all tell me what the lies are, because I pay attention and I'm an overthinker by nature. So what else has changed is you said a bunch of rhinestones. Okay, Anthony, yeah, but guess what has disappeared? Full bling nails have disappeared. Am I lying? Full bling nails have disappeared. No one is doing full bling nails. Just last summer and before then, everybody was getting a full bling nail. Now everybody is doing the bling nail in partial bling nails. They are coming down the center of the nail and creating some type of crown like sword like shape. Is it just me? Y'all help me out. This is what I'm seeing in the industry. To me, it's like all of a sudden in the past month or two, all of these things have just changed overnight. And then I think it's all these newer nail techs that took somebody's course or class on just laying acrylic. They are setting these new rules because this is what they like to do. And they are the ones that are super hungry for it. And they're putting out the most content. And this is what they're putting out in their content. So it becomes the new in style. I could be wrong, but this is how social media works. The person who works it the most gets in the algorithm first, and then those are the people who are setting the trend. But nobody's asking for a full bling nail anymore. You rarely see people post up full bling nails. Bling nails are now in a particular design fashion. We are seeing way more color stones instead of just all clear or AB crystal. Now we're seeing more color in there, and we are seeing partial. That's something else I've noticed. I'm not saying if these are good or bad things. I'm just saying, am I the only one noticing that these sudden shifts in nail designs? I like a high apex. Apex. I can't stand flat nails, no shape. That's what's in right now, though. Like I read comments on a lot of these TikTok people, especially when they go on live, and I just always read these I want to see where people's heads are. And people are like talking about having an apex like it is a problem now. They want the flattest nail possible, and like somebody said, razor sharp at the edges. And the longer the better, the more dramatic, the longer the better. I just don't see anybody really doing fill-ins on those or anything. So I guess now this is another thing. Now, well, CC or somebody was telling me that they were in a group and the nail techs were talking about that fill-ins are basically a ripoff. So now doing fill-ins is considered like old school, and there is no need for a fill-in. Fill-ins are a ripoff. Why would you fill in an old nail when you can just get new sets all the time? So that's a new thing too. And that's why we're not seeing a lot of fills like we used to, because everybody is constantly getting a new set. And so I guess that's why people don't really care about apexes and such, because they're like, oh, just wear these until they fall off. And we don't really know how these people's work is really holding up, if you think about it, because this new culture has put it into people's heads that fill-ins are not really a service they really need. You just get a fresh set every time. So this is the new culture that we're dealing with, you all. I'm not saying it is right. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm saying, are you paying attention to what's happening? Is it just me? Help me out. Yep, it's the stone shapes and placement now. Yep. A bunch of embellishments, gummy bears, and big candies. Yes, on the nails. This is where we are. I just saw somebody do a set, and they made like a nice dramatic video, like they were about to go in. And it was just a plain long set. Some of them were stiletto and some of them were square, and they were polished red, I want to say, with two giants. When I tell you two giant teddy bears on there, I'm not even gonna say the name of the company, but I guess they were like trying to show off the company. I guess it's a company out that specializes in just embellishments for nails. But I'm gonna tell you that those darn those teddy bears there, those those teddy bears they had on that girl nails was bigger than the pieces of cereal. The what's that? The cinnamon toast crunch. Oh my God, those teddy bears were so big. Those were the biggest teddy bears I have seen to date, and I saw them today. And so I guess that now, okay, fine, we're putting things, embellishments on the nails, but are we now going into seeing how big the embellishments are going to get? Because, I just feel like these trends are going way over my head, and I don't know if I'm be able to keep up with them. What's that? What's that? The Teddy Grahams? What is that cereal with all the teddy bears in it? This damn embellishment on the nail was like three of them in one. And she had one on each hand. I'm like, that is really big. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So I'm going back to the beginning. I'm just watching these trends develop overnight. The nails were very neat and everything. That's fine. The nails were very long. But I'm saying, like, I feel like I sit back and I think, and I'm like, is this what we have to do now to get attention on social media? Because we already have established that medium sets gets no love anymore. Curve sets, you automatically getting X'd out as like old fashioned. Apex, oh, your acrylic is not right. And so now, is this what we have to do? We have to, just to get people's attention to even look at our page, we have to put out super long nails, and the embellishments are getting to be so competitive. Now we have to go bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger on the embellishments. This, to me, is getting to a point like the designers who do the fashion shows and they present clothes that people couldn't wear in real life. Like I was watching I was watching a fashion show online the other day. It was some designer. All the guys had on white, and he had them walking in wood shoes. But the wood shoes weren't really shoes; they were like a half a shoe, and the guys were kind of like tiptoeing. So they were like ballerina shoes with pieces of wood on the bottom, and then it was like some white fabric laying on top of the models. It wasn't anything that anybody could wear in real life, and so that's what designers do to get their name out there, like a shock factor, so to speak. So is that what we're doing? I guess this is what I'm pulling all this into. What I'm saying today is everything has changed literally to me like in 3 weeks. And this is where we are now. And those teddy bears on there were so big, unless they come off with magnets, I cannot see how people are wearing this on a regular basis. Like, so I have to assume that we're doing these sets for social media for just for artistic purposes. I was going to do a set today for artistic purposes, but it was going to be something that a client would really wear. But for me, it's artistic because it's not really what I'm trying to attract. And so I just had to come on live because I'm like, this is out of control. And I'm gonna end this by telling you what made me come on live today, because I want you all to chime in and help me out, because I am seeing something, and it's like this is changing overnight. When I tell you overnight, every single day, I'm seeing 2 to 3 people offering acrylic courses. Just acrylic now. Just acrylic. It's just laying acrylic and they going right to the long nails. So now, is this what I warned everybody about? This is just getting started. The repercussions of just teaching something that somebody said it's supposed to be trade secrets that's not so easily available. It's like it's so easily available and everybody's jumping on it, and they are setting the new trend. And they're not setting it for, per se, a long-term clientele. They're setting it for what they feel like today, which is wearable pieces of art, but not for the regular working woman. Now, if that's what you want for a client, you know how I feel about that long term. It's not really stable. But I mean, like, it's like that's all that's really getting views. Lauren, yeah, you late, but I didn't plan on going live. I'm actually supposed to be at the gym right now, but my day was so thrown off. I was talking about it's just been a very bad day. Like nothing, I got nothing accomplished. I did a lot and got nothing accomplished that I need to get done. So I was agitated. I will not do flat nails because I don't want you messing me about a broken nail, messaging me. That's what I'm saying. You never see these people really post fill-ins. And I think that's one of the things I said earlier. I think fill-ins are supposed to be dated. Somebody was telling me that in some Facebook groups, they're saying that fill-ins are a ripoff. That why are people spending money on fill-ins when they could just get a new set? And the truth is, a lot of people don't know how to fill in nails. And the truth is, a lot of people's acrylic don't stay. And so when the person come back, half of them missing, and half of them, when they get back, they lift it so bad, they need to lift it off anyway. And that's the real truth, because the real truth is, if your acrylic is good, it will stay for up to 2 months. It really can, a month or 2 months. And you can drill around that baby and lay some acrylic up there and have that person out the door in 40 minutes or so. But, they just say it's dated. I don't do feel people messing up their nails because someone expects people to come with nails. What is wrong with this picture? Naked nails. Well, that's what they're doing. I don't see these people, which is nothing wrong with it, but I'm not talking about any one in particular. I'm just seeing a trend that I wanted to discuss, and I want you all to give me clarity, because it's shifting the nail industry, you all. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but I don't think so, because this is how I pay my bill. So I have to pay attention to what's happening in the market. And they are shifting this someplace else, to a place where I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, if you could have seen the teddy bears today that I saw, yeah, it was huge. Let me tell you something. And I was like, when I looked at it and the girl was showing the company that she got them from, I was looking at that big, it wasn't a big bag, but the bag that she was showing all the stuff in there. I said, those are not for nails. Those are for Crocs. So now this is what I'm seeing too. They're getting to the point where they're taking the things that are supposed to go on Crocs, and they are cutting that back off and they are putting them on the nails. So now we're putting stuff on shoes, on the nails. How do you brush your hair? You know what though? I'm gonna tell you. Back in the day, I used to wear long nails, super long nails. I said I'm really gonna try to find that picture. You just grab everything sideways, and after like the first couple of days, you don't even think about it anymore. It's just like a natural thing. I used to do nails and everything, but the straight nails, I don't know. With no apex, I don't know. I feel like you're asking for a nasty break. To hell with the attention. I'd rather be booked. That's what's getting all the attention now, though. That's the one that's like the picture, 4,000 likes in 24 hours and 87,000 followers, and just started doing nails back in October during the pandemic with my stimulus check. That's what they're leading it to. That's what they're pushing this to. So I'm just wondering, you all help me out. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing now? Because I'm an old lady now because my nails curve. I've tried to ask my clients, do they want the straight tips? My clientele didn't even know what I was talking about. They're like, huh? What do you mean straight tips? I'm like, these tips right here. So I pull out a box. They're like, whatever you've been doing. So see, I have my clientele, my real regulars set already. And they like what they've been getting. But I did do a temperature check with them to see, just to make sure that I'm on top of the trend. I'm keeping them satisfied, but they are cool where it's at. So I'm like, okay, well, if I want to get a few more clients, or I want to grow, or just keep myself up to date, should I start offering the straight nails? So maybe I should just put it out there, because if I put out all the sets that I do now, which is what my current clients like, people will think that's all I know what to do. And then will I get pushed over into the senior citizen side of nails? I don't know. You know, I'm just wondering, is that what's happening? Okay, I just want to know. I want to come live to really ask if you all are seeing what I'm seeing. I am projecting things to happen in the future, and I'm really watching all of this unfold. It's like a whole new set of influential nail people out here. And this is the way they're pushing the influence. Fill in for what? The longer the better. Apex for what? Um, the bigger the emblem on whatever the thing on the nail, the better. Even if it's not really realistic, this is what's hot, and all the rest of that y'all was doing is not. Now I'm going to tell you something else too. And also, yeah, if you can like this video, that really helps the algorithm, lets YouTube know that people like the content. If you tap the like button, that's a great thing. Commenting also helps. What happened to, everything is a French now. I like these things. I'm just saying, like, everything has all of a sudden gone to an extreme. It's like all of a sudden, if you're not doing these things, what you're doing is not hot. When Cardi B first came out, her nail tech, Jenny Secrets, when she first came out, everybody had to have the biggest, most giant stones in the world, and every nail tech was piling up stones on all 10 fingers, right? Now, here we are, 2 years later, 2.5 years later. If you walked around with your nails like that, they would consider that a ratchet hot mess, and you are dated. So that is no longer in. So I guess now this is where we are, and everything must be a what? A French. I'm so sick of looking at French at this point. And now what's happening is, it's like the French is getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I saw somebody making fun of a set that, like it was on TikTok, and the girl was like, this is what I wanted, and this is what I got. This is what I wanted, this is what I got. And the person came out with just a regular French. It wasn't flat. It just wasn't as deep as the photo. Excuse me. And people drag them nails. If she put up a TikTok dragging the place that she went to, and they weren't that far off the French that she showed them. But because it was a little less deep than the picture, she went and dragged the place. And all the comments were like, oh my God, I wouldn't have paid them. And da-da-da. I'm like, oh my God. So now all of a sudden, if your French is not damn near touching the bottom of your nail all the way with just, you know what I'm saying? Like really deep, it's a terrible French. And everything is French now. And now we got glitter press French. And so now we done went from rhinestone crazy to French crazy. Everything is a French. Am I crazy? Am I wrong? I saw a class advertised today specifically said no license required and 14 years and up. See? So you teaching people that's not even out of high school how to put a chemical on people that can literally make another person sick. They can be allergic to it. You teaching people how to use implements that can literally see, this is what I don't like. The irresponsible people being greedy for a quick buck, because you teaching people that young to work with tools that can cut someone. They don't know anything about what they're doing, what they're looking for, or anything. They just know how to mess around with it for fun and cut the wrong person with diabetes. You could transmit HIV, hepatitis, all type of stuff. But they're not thinking about that. So you just teach anybody. We're using tools. We're using blades. You're using freaking drills. You get what I'm saying? It's just it's very reckless out here nowadays. It's a quick buck. Everything's a quick buck. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to do fill-ins, and a lot of people know that their nails don't last long enough to do a fill-in, and they know that when the person come back, it's so much jacked up work to do because the acrylic usually is poorly laid and they don't want to go back and fix it because it's not durable. The job is not durable. It was cute that day for pictures, but for longevity, a lot of those sets are probably not lasting. Yep, same here. My fill is only $10 less than a set anyway, so it's still worth it. Exactly, same here. My fill-ins are just $10 difference from the full set. And if you broke a nail, then you got to pay an extra $15, So it's like, I don't know why people trip so much about doing fill-ins because I can make actually faster money doing fill-ins because I don't have to go putting on tips and prepping the nail bed and all of that. All I'm doing is pushing back the cuticle, taking my cuticle bit. I push back the cuticle, take my cuticle bit, go around there and clean up that. And then I take my medium or fine drill, no, medium. I take my fine or medium sanding block, sanding bit, and I go around there and roughen up the area. I wipe it down, put some primer, and lay the acrylic. And I lay it so fast, it's literally like one dot. You pick up the right proportions, you lay it, you hold it, you release it, and you pat it a few times, and you do one big swipe. And then you know what I'm talking about, and clean up around edges, you go on to the next nail. I could literally fill in a person's nails in less than 5 minutes. I'm talking about the actual filling of the acrylic. But I just made $10 less, but I just finished 35% faster than I normally would with a full set. So you tell me why fill-ins are inefficient for nail techs. That's because you're not proficient in fill-ins. If you're not proficient in fill-ins, then of course it's not worth your time because your work is not upholding for you to make it an efficient service to be in your books. For people like me, for us who know what we're doing on that level, it actually we can get in more work in a day, or we could finish earlier in the day and still make our money. Yep. No filling on color acrylic. Yeah. And see, that's what I said. Did I not talk about this, you all? Did I not talk about this before? I said the color acrylic for me presents a problem and is very limiting because of the filling process, and you can only put certain things over it. And if well, yes, you can, of course you can, but it's going to be more work to do it. If a person you put pink, yellow, lime green, and blue marble on their nails, and they come back and say, I want white, or whatever, you're going to have to do a little extra work to make sure that that's going to not bleed through when you start curing it, because white and certain colors, it will bleed through just depending on what you're trying to do on top of that. So and then if you start filling in color acrylic, unless they got red or something, now you're sitting up here trying to match up the color. If you got a ton of color acrylics, now you're trying to figure out how to match it up. And if you did a marble, how the hell do you fill in them? You can. If a person came to me with a marble, or they got a marble and they want to fill in, well, I don't even ask. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm not gonna be doing all that. I'm not even about to ask them. When they come back for a fill in, I just put my base pink that I've always used, which I use on 95% of my sets, and I just lay that in there. It becomes an ombre. And then when I'm almost done, I say, ain't that cute? This gonna turn into an ombre nail by default. This is the pink right here. And that's what I do. I'm not about to be sitting up there every time somebody come in trying to match up the different colors that they had on the last marble to this fill-in. To me, now you making your sets too customized, and now you're doing a basic fill-in, but now you're doing customized basic fill-ins. It just gets messy all the way around. Like, things are changing, you guys, and if people don't sit back, they're going to be running themselves in the ground like, yes, they were huge. Most hi Marshall. Most of them have not had any formal training. Nope, they're making up things as they go. Thank you. No infill because fills are a skill, and only color acrylic because they can't polish. Yes, I said that in my earlier lives. Ask a lot of these people to polish a red nail. If they came to my salon, they probably would not even pass my test, because my test to work there, I would usually hire you, but I had 3 levels. So you're going to come in at level 1, 2, or 3. And part of it was your regular interview, your experience, and then your practical. Yes, you had to polish for me. You had to do a manicure on one hand on me or one of the girls. And you had to polish 2 of the nails red, 2 of the nails Mod About You, which is a pasty pink. That's not easy to polish. And 2 of the thumb or whatever, a French. That's how I tested you. And a lot of you be surprised how many people will fail that. because those combinations, that's what they're gonna how they a lot of people test you in spas to see your skill level, because that's what a dough is in those spas. And if you can't do those basic things, to me, you're more of a nail artist than a nail technician, because you like the artistry part of it, but you don't understand the fundamentals of it. And if you can't polish a basic nail, to me, you're a nail artist. I don't know. Hell, if they can make up things that they can go along, so can I. I literally made a post about flat nails belonging from magazines only. Man, don't get beat up in those social media streets now, because they out here, they gang up on you. Just saying. They all get followers, but I don't see real people running around with all that crazy stuff on. That's why I said, is this, y'all help me out? Is this what we're doing in real life? Because in real life, people, even these young girls, they got jobs. Even if you work at Burlington Coat Factory or you work at Ross, you cannot be running a register or helping the restock the shelves or whatever with nails that long. Like, most people, I'm not saying no one, but most people cannot. So I'm just wondering, like, what do your everyday clients look like? I'm just saying that people, it's like no one wants to post everyday sets anymore. Everything has to be so dramatic all the time. Yep. Hi, Artina. Hi. I probably skipped over some people. I'm trying to catch up on these comments. Look, I think I'm on the senior citizen side. I think the door cracked open. That's why I said, help me out. I follow a nail tech that everybody knows. She said that you don't need an Apex, and she's on YouTube. Yeah, I see all type of stuff, and that's what brought me on here today. Not that nail tech. I don't know who that is, but yeah, and that's even in the book. You see how this is all moving around. But the funny thing is, the people that are saying this, I don't see a lot of fill-ins. So how long is this stuff lasting? I love French. I can't lie. I love French too. I'm just saying how fast the industry is changing, and that they took French and brought it back. But now it ain't right. If the deeper that dip, the better it is. And if it's not that deep now, it's whack. Like, that became the rule out of nowhere overnight. Is it just me? I like the deep French too. But it's like, if you don't do, if it ain't, it's like the listen, Linda, listen. From November to now, that damn dip has gotten deeper. Don't act like you don't know. That dip has gotten deeper, hasn't it? That dip was not that deep in November. And now, here in February, March, the dip got to be so darn deep that now everybody is doing what? Showing you the right way to do the deep dip. You got to do what, y'all? You got to draw the X. You got to draw the X from up here on the left-hand side straight down, the right-hand side straight down. Then you take your striping brush and swoop the U at the bottom and connect it together, and you fill it in. Then you notice that all the TikTok videos and everybody keeps showing that same routine, like they the first ones to do it. And I've seen it 65 times in the past week. But now it's like they making sure, like, this is how deep your French got to be. Doggone it. I'm just saying. You say your fills are $5 cheaper. Yeah, mine are $10 cheaper. But if they have a break or repair, you write it $5 cheaper. It's a different approach with fills, colors, designs, because nobody wants gel polish or a solid color. They always want a new color acrylic design. Yeah, but I predicted that months ago. I'm like, look at how everything is moving towards color acrylic. And I know another popular nail tech online who refuses to do it just like me. But I feel like things are trying to force us that way. Like, no apex, no more curved nails, and color acrylic, no fill-ins. Yep, they want it. Yep. Yep. They feel gel polish isn't durable, and it does make it lose the shape, but you can keep the shape with the gel polish if you know what you're doing. Yes, before you put in the light, you should be wiping the sides real quick. I know a nail tech, very popular, who refuses to use gel polish. I was surprised. She refuses to use gel polish. She would rather polish with regular polish and let it dry naturally, and then she puts her top coat on there. I was surprised when she said that. I understood why, but I was like, wow, I don't even have time to be sitting there letting people dry. But yeah, um, Yeah. And lovely Mimi used MMA. Now, I don't even care. She put a whole video out about that, and that made me mad when she did that. I told her that was very irresponsible on her video. I said it. Also, they think a fill is a ripoff because they don't understand the difference between a fill and a redesign price. They don't understand price structure. No, not at all. Not at all. Exactly. Because she uses MMA and they're hard like cement. Exactly. She doesn't, I don't think she does fill-ins. She rips her own nails off. Yep. And she made a proud video telling people why she used MMA and how cheap it is. I thought that was so irresponsible of her to do that. I thought it was a disgrace and a slap in the face to the industry to push that crap. As much as you charging people, you still trying to cut corners like that, and you making your bag. You move fast as hell. You already fast. You already move super fast. So you already making your money. Do you need to cut corners to that degree? That's just being greedy. To me, it's saying I'm so greedy that I'm willing to cut corners and put things that are dangerous for you on your nails because I can get squeeze a few more dollars out of it. Even though I'm so fast, I'm gonna kill it anyway. I want to squeeze a few more dollars out of you. I don't care about your health. That's what that said. So I kind of lost respect right there. I did. I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Um, that's why she led so quick. You have to lay it quick because that stuff will turn on turn. I could lay MMA. I've been in situations where I was forced to lay it, but it will dry up fast on you. And that's another reason why they like to use huge brushes too, because they got to push that stuff fast. Yep. I've received no haters yet. I'm not popular enough right now for people to come for me, nor am I the one. Well, what happened? Did I miss something? Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. They don't care about repairs as long as it's in and out. I think the too deep French, the sides coming from the bottom is ugly. But girl, the deeper the better. I'm telling you, this thing got deeper. I like it, but it's funny how influential people can be on social media where something could be acceptable one day and literally within a couple of weeks that same thing is considered a whack job. Like literally it could have been cute in November. If you pull it up, if you just put it deep French hashtag, they pull up that hashtag and you go look at posts from the summer or September or October, and you will notice how they got deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And if you go back and look at the first pictures, people wouldn't like those pictures. That same picture that got 4,000 likes in August, if you put that same picture up, it probably wouldn't get as many likes here in March. That's just how fast the trends are changing right now because there's a huge influx of new nail designers. That's what I'm going to call them. You got to follow some new people. See, it's been like that for a while. Not the way the French is deep now. Now we'll tell you, I watch people, but the French has gotten deep, 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 deep. Like just look at it, it's getting deeper and deeper. I know the French has been back. I talked about that some videos ago, but I'm saying like it's like if it's not super deep, it's not really considered the best job anymore. It's just interesting how things are tweaking. Little tweaks like that are making the difference. People don't really want to hear the right way because I was talking to someone on the phone earlier and they were like, people don't care about that. People just they just care about the hearing. Everything is fast. Nobody wants to hear about the proper way, the right way. It's fast money, fast, fast, fast money. I put up a TikTok and it was another nail tech who's been in the industry a long time. It's an Asian guy. And he said the exact same thing. He went to a whole little rant about how to last in the industry. And those are the messages that get turned over. That's why I did a duo with him because we know what it takes to last. Doing it for a year is not lasting. Doing it for 2 years is not lasting. Try 10 years, try 12 years, try 15 years, try 20 years, try 30 years. You know, Like me, let's see, try 33 years. Try doing this for 33 years for the most of your life. That's lasting. A career. You have to pace yourself. Don't burn yourself out because it gets exhausting. But you gotta let people learn. She made a lot of texts mad with that. Yeah, I went on her post and told her how I felt. I don't care. I'm grown. And what she did was irresponsible. And it was just unnecessarily irresponsible. And she makes the money regardless. So you basically, to me, people who would sit and think instead of being such a follower, if they would sit and think about what that said, they say, I don't care about your health. If I could squeeze a couple more dollars, I'm gonna squeeze a couple more dollars. I'm gonna choose that over your health. Yeah. And people were threatening, like, people were threatening to call state board up there. They were like, oh, okay, you just basically announced on live that you're using illegal substances on people's nails and you own the whole nail salon. People were like, okay, bet. Mm-hmm. Now she in LA. I don't know. I don't think that's why she moved to LA. I'm just saying, like, she probably didn't care anyway. So, but that's just not cool. Yeah. Yeah, I had to start bringing my own monomer when I worked in a discount salon, or two or three actually. I always had to bring my own monomer because they always had MMA. What? They are nail designers. They don't want to know the craft. They just want to know the design part. They just want to know the basics. Like, they don't want to know what's happening with the skin, the body, disorders, when to recognize things, when not to work on a person, what to use on what. They don't want to know that. And I'm gonna tell you, who was that? Who was that? Who was that? I was talking to somebody a couple days ago. They were not a nail tech, but they were telling me, who was that? Something happened and they said, oh, I'm gonna tell you what happened. My friend was telling me, she was talking about her church, and her brother-in-law is the pastor, but he been off of work. He hasn't been able to go to work because he had to have his foot amputated. This man had to have his foot amputated. I said, Dad, what happened? Diabetes? She said it started out from a toenail, a toe that was ingrown, and he wasn't having it treated properly. Probably, trying to just go, because I know so many men are good for this. Instead of having stuff looked at, they'll dig in something themselves or try to go to a little fast, you know, unclean place and try to have them dig it out and just add more infection to it. He went, and because the pain became unbearable. So this just happened. This person's still recovering from this, okay? They told him he has an infection in his blood, and I think they did all they could. And he had to go to a rehab, like a rehabilitation center, because he had to learn how to walk. It just became like deep. I think the infection was so bad they had to put him in a coma. She was telling me something about that. I know he had to go into a rehab. He got out the rehab, came home, got sick again, went back to the hospital. They said that the infection, they could not clear it up, and they're gonna have to remove the foot, y'all. All of that comes from a toenail. But we don't want to talk about that on that level. We don't want to understand it. We don't want to know it. We don't want to know when to refuse treatment. We'll service anyone as long as it's a quick buck. And I turn people away. I make people go to the doctor. I follow up with people. Did you go? I put reminders in my phone. Did you go to that appointment that you said you had Tuesday? What they say? Okay. Did you pick up your prescription? I put reminders in my phone. That's me. That is an onyxologist. That's a person who cares about the care of people's hands and feet, because people think this is some type of damn joke. He's sitting at home now, almost lost his life over an ingrown toenail into his foot that turned into his bloodstream being poisoned. Now he don't have a foot. You get what I'm saying? But that's the part people don't want to talk about because it's no French on it. I'm just saying. Like, that's why I get annoyed, because I do this for real, not just the design part. I like to care for people. It's what my gift is. And I just feel like people want to take the fun part of the gift and they don't really want to know the craft. They don't want to know the whole craft. That's like a person who, no, I ain't even gonna say that, but they don't want to know the whole craft. And it's kind of annoying because these are the people that are now influencing the industry, literally. Black service providers, I agree. Yeah, I had to say it. We be doing too much. And somebody came in my comments and said that they know a makeup artist that tells you before you come. That's another thing we doing. Is this what we doing now? These new age beauty professionals doing the absolute too much. Before you come to you will be getting your service at my house. So you cannot use my bathroom. So you have to make sure you use it before you come, because you won't be able to use my bathroom. Are you kidding me? This is real life. And so, and a whole client made a video that was going viral talking about how beauty professionals are doing the absolute most. And then, you get there and so many people are spending so much money and they're so disappointed in the service. That is kind of bad, because those same people who only know the surface and that's all they want to know, they're representing all of us, the ones who really care, the ones who want to know, the ones who want to understand the skin, all of this. We're not the ones, but we are going to get grouped up under that same umbrella as people like that. It's crazy. She wanted to pursue acting. Yeah. I said that's not why she left, but she gone, so she didn't care. Because the creative manager now owns now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure. It's a lot of them with the MMA. They just want to lay acrylic. Don't do pedicures, manicures, none of that. I'm interested to see how far this goes. I just want to see, because we can't get no bigger with the things hanging off the nails. Like, those things were meant to be on Crocs. I know for a fact. That's how big it was. You can't put your hand in your pocket with that. It's going to rip off. 50% deposit. You telling me I can't be more than 10 minutes late, but I get here and you a whole hour behind. It's dirty in here. Your attitude sucks. Just all sorts of things. It smell like weed when I come in here. That's unprofessional. Like, all of that. Like, no. It's just... So I just wanted to know. I wanted y'all to help me out, because I wanted to see if you all saw what I saw. And I do feel like I need to put out some more artistic sets. I was supposed to do one today. She wasn't ready, and I wasn't going to have time to do all that because I thought I had some place to be. So I didn't get a chance to do it, but I said I'm going to have to put more effort into putting out some artistic sets. I personally am not going to put out too many of them because I don't really want to attract that clientele, but I can use it to get some type of, eyes over here, like designers do with their avant-garde looks. So I'm going to call, for me, that's like just something to kind of show my range sort of thing, that I could do the flat nails like that. Mine might be a little bit thicker though, because this is going to irk my soul to do a set of nails that's like no real support on them. But we'll see how they turn out. We'll see, because none of my clients will really let me quit. So that's that. Now, what really made me go live, y'all, is this. Just give me a second, and I'm going to come back and tell you what I saw. And I just wanted to tell you all a little something about this social media as a whole. So hold on. Okay, so I am back. If they're 1 minute late past the grace period, then their appointment is canceled and get charged a full service $30 late fee. Yeah, I see stuff like that all the time. Like, is this real? But then you get there and they ain't even on time. They not even there. They pulling up. They just had to drop that, But what's the repercussion for the client if that's the case? You get what I'm saying? Like, if you just, obscenely breaking your own rules. They never have anything in place. And I'm gonna tell you, if I have something in place. Like, I'm not gonna write that down, but I don't run behind like that. If something is running my schedule behind, I'm gonna ask people if I can move things around, explain why. If they say no, and it's usually way in advance, they say no, I tell the person who caused it, somebody has to pay. And if it's me, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna tell them, like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna knock this off your service, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna give you a free this, or would you like a free this or that or whatever. I'm gonna accept fault, you know. But I guess I'm a senior citizen. That's crazy. But I'm sticking to that. Oh yes, hey Muni, when you have a new client that try to rip their nails off before they get to you, I'm like, oh no, infills are a thing, man. They used to people who do new sets only. Yeah. We are just talking about help me out, because I'm just seeing these trends. Like, I'm talking about how deep the Frenches are getting, deeper and deeper and deeper. And if they're not super, super, super deep, they're getting deeper. I ain't talking about the 1990s one. We know that's old, but I'm talking about, like, if you look at it from the summer or fall till now, they're getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Anything that's not deep, 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 is not getting as many views. It's kind of considered like it's not the best. We're talking about how curved nails are definitely a thing of the past. So that's what the old people get. Stilettos are going out. Medium sets are kind of like not getting any play. Only thing that's really getting play right now is the long flat nails that have to be super sharp and square, and they got to have a whole bunch of stuff on them. Also, bling nails, full bling nails are out. And I just want to know, am I looking at all this correctly? Because this is and it seemed like it happened overnight, like 6 months ago. It's like it just happened fairly quickly. Like, everything just shifted and everybody just started saying yuck, 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 yuck. Especially to the curved nails. It's like I didn't really see so many people vocalizing the curved nails. Now, I will say the curved nails, I see some that are very curved, like 1990s curve. I'm like, wow, my sets are not that curved. They have a curve to them, but yeah, it's interesting. So I'm reading. Yeah, that customer service will always keep you in the know. I mean, in the right place. Yeah, because I kind of just did this because something happened on the internet. And I was like, what? This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Now that will elongate the nails. That's true. Yeah. Some curved nails that I see, I'm like, those are really, really curved. I don't even know where to find those. But the curved nails that I do have, I've been trying to buy. I have bought so many tips in the past 6 months. I've been buying all kind of tips just to have different ones available, because I'm going to start putting out sets that are kind of less curved, but I'm still going to have some probably more support than other people. So they might look curved. We're going to see how this all turns out. I don't know. That's why I came to you all. Um, yeah, you always call it, there is a shift and we just have to ride the waves. And I'm like, man, how do I ride the waves when this wave is going to a place towards a clientele I really don't want, like that, but I don't want to lose my views and I don't want to fall too far in the algorithm. You get it? So sculpture nail, good apex and strong. See, I can't do sculpture nails. They were always difficult for me, so I never really practiced them. So if you could do that, hats off. Yeah, I've seen the switch on social media, but my clients are all office ladies, and I do a lot, and I mean a lot of short, rounded square nails, usually just one accent nail. Me too. Mine are more medium or medium. That's the majority of my clientele. And they want an accent nail. And some of them may want a little bit of variation on a couple nails, but really just one main accent nail. And that's what my bread and butter is, y'all. Because the ladies I service, they have a different lifestyle. Okay, so let me tell you, did you all notice this? Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay, pay attention. I refuse to say this person's name. They are very popular. Very. And at one point, I was drinking this Kool-Aid from this person where I would be just on her lives, watching her for hours. Now, what I'm about to say, I want you to stop and think now. If you know, take a little sip, think about what I'm about to say. So I was on Instagram and I saw that she was live. And I said, oh, let me click on her live because I haven't been on one in like a year. Let me see what she up to. And she's on there saying, just talking, gift the gab. Like me, I people tell me I got to gift the gab. If I know what I'm talking about and I believe in what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep talking. So I felt like she's genuine too. I said, okay, let me catch up and see what she on. Let me look through some of her posts. And so I clicked off her live and I went through some of her posts just to see where she has been taking things lately. And I started looking at the comments, y'all, because every post got 4,000 likes and all these comments. And I started looking through the comments and I would read a comment and like one comment would say, because of you, you're changing lives. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today. Thank you, ABC. And then I'll read some more comments. And then a lady will say, because of you, I am where I'm supposed to be today. Thank you, ABC. And it was like every couple comments, the same freaking comment was coming up, y'all. This what made me go live tonight. I said, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. But it was different people, but it was the same exact comment. And then when I started scrolling back and forth through the comments, I was matching up comments with comments. So those were bots. Those weren't even real people. I talked about this before, but it's crazy how even people who got me drinking that Kool-Aid got bots. Bots. If you don't know what a bot is, go on Netflix and look up the social media experiment. It explains how even Kim Kardashian has a ton of bots, and the bot business is a thing. Bots. And I felt goofy because all this time I'm thinking this girl following is huge, and I never really sat and looked at the comments. And when I started looking through all those comments, they were the same comments over and over and over attached to different names. And this is why we got to pay attention. I said it before and I say it again. Stop and do not compare yourself to what you see on social media. The shit is mostly fake. Okay? Fake. And bots are cheap. Remember, I told you, I bought people on TikTok because I wanted to get to 1,000 followers to go live. And I had those 1,000 followers for like $30 within like 2 hours. And I was able to go live. And even though they took them away, I could still go live. So that's like a hack. People are buying and fabricating lifestyles. Okay. They are. They are. Most of them are. Do not be fooled. I'm not going to say any names ever, but I'm going to tell you this, food for thought. And I've said it before. How do these people that claim to make all this money and they forever stepping off a jet, they forever with a Louis Vuitton bag, a box in their hand all the time, how do they have time to be in your face all day? Please tell me how that is possible. I'm just saying, you ever thought, like really sat and thought, like if you are that busy all the time making all this money, how is it that you're sitting here? Not everybody, I'm just saying, but a good majority of them. How are you sitting here trying to sell me the secret to making all this money every day? How do you have time every day to sit here and tell me how to make this much money every day? It's an oxymoron. Think about it. It's an oxymoron because the joke is on us. Because the real way they make their money is telling us how to make money. Y'all, that is the real unspoken thing that's happening on a lot of these social media accounts. These people that talk about all this money they love, let me tell you what they're doing. You know what? Matter of fact, I said it before, I said it again. You understand what I'm saying? Go back and watch the social media experiment. I think that's the name of it on Netflix. It explains the world of social media and how social media has evolved to a place where you have managers and you have places that you can go for photo shoots, and you have photographers who do nothing but shoot content creators, and they have designed specialty sets and props and stuff so you can make your life look exactly how you want it, to convince people that you can teach them too how to make all this money. But did you notice that a lot of these people never really tell you exactly how they make this much money? They may show you a product here, there, that they talk about for a month or two, and then they don't talk about it anymore. Have you ever thought about that? Think about it. They talk about a product and they push the crap out of it in your face for a month or two, and then they go, what? Right back to being in your face every day to buy their next class or their next course on how to make all this money. But how are you making all this money? Because I've only seen you sell this little thing or that little thing. Is the bulk of your money coming from you selling me the classes about this theory on how to make all this money? Did I trip you up right there? Because I could tell you that's what's happening. The joke is on us, people. Do not let these people fool you. These people is not on planes and stuff like you think. They have photo shoots and stuff with these props readily available. The shopping bags, the red bottoms, the plane, the stairs. You really said and watch some stuff. Watch the social media experiment on Netflix. It will have you tripping out. It will change the way you look and compare yourself to whatever it is you want to do in your life. You will see it's a lot of repeats and stuff. Oh, that's a staircase from that girl. That's a staircase from those are the same plain stairs from that. That outfit look like it's photoshopped. That purse look like it's photoshopped in their hand. Or that's a prop. Or a stylist got it for them. It's not really their bag. You know? And a lot of them be getting good knockoffs because they have stylists who can source really good knockoffs. Or they have a stylist that has kind of like a rental service. You know what I'm saying? You can call them up at any time. These are real things that are happening. Like you can call up the stylist Nico. I'm just making that up. Nico can get you whatever you want for a day or two, whatever. For $300, you can rent 3 bags and these 4 outfits or whatever. You can go ahead and do your shoots because they need to sell you the next ideology that they want you to believe is what they're really doing to make all this money. That's really not happening. It's all an illusion. But selling you the dream that is so easy is how they are keeping their lights on, literally. If these people were making this type of money, also, let's think about it. Let's think. Social dilemma. Yes. I think that's it. It's 3 people that they put into a social media experiment. They tell them they're going to make them famous at the end of 90 days, I think. And it just shows what they go through to really become famous, but it actually does work. But they're just showing the ugliness behind what it takes to really get there. And it just shows how all 3 of them ended up in the social experiment. So I think that is it. But let's go back. If these people are making 50, 60, now a few of these make sense and I get it. But some of this stuff, I'm telling you, if this person is this busy making 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, I made 106,000, I made this much, I just bought my third house, I just bought my Lamborghini, whatever. Why are you why are you on here spending so much energy editing videos, creating all these elaborate reels and stuff to make me spend $17? Why do you spend so much time to make me spend 23.50? Why do you spend so much time to get me to spend $49? Why do you spend so much time coming back later on today saying for the next 30 minutes only, it's now $25? And then why do you come back one more time and say for 5 more people, I'll sell it to you for $15, but it's only for 5 people? Because they got a daily quote to meet, because that's their real money right there. You get what I'm saying? Think about it. Yeah, I heard this girl on YouTube say that she was going to rent on Airbnb so she could make content for YouTube. So it looks like she got better house than she does. Yes. Y'all need to watch that, because the people that they took for the social experiment, they show you the tips and tricks of what they do. Like, they was making that girl look like one of the girls. They made it look like she was at this fancy place in this fancy pool, and they had her in a kid's swimming pool. But it was they got the right photographer who knew how to do the right angles, and like they put some flowers or something. If I'm remembering correctly, they put flowers around her. She was like in a kiddie pool in somebody's backyard, like regular schmegular backyard, in a kid's pool from Walmart. But it looked like she was someplace exotic with flowers. And y'all, I might be mixing up some of the details, but they were just showing the tips and tricks that social media content people, the links they are going to keep you engaged so they can sell you something, because you're buying into something that's not even real. It's mostly fabricated, you all, for real. Open my eyes to the game being played. Yeah. Yeah. And I really got pissed when I saw that somebody I spent a lot of my time buying into, like, are you really doing all what you say you do? Because I'm watching you and you're buying all these bots and stuff. And I started thinking, like, people making that much money doing what they do, would they really be selling to you like that? Like, I keep using Kim Kimball. I don't know why, because she has been on social media kind of a lot lately. But see, I think that she has like assistants and stuff. We know that she has proven herself, and she's been in the industry a long time. She's basically towards the end of her career, like towards retirement stage. She's made enough money where she's good. So she has her hair care line and all of that. But during her grinding years, she was grinding. Like, people who really grinding, they don't have time to be in your face. Like, they really don't. I really have to force myself to come on camera. And that's why it's easier for me to do it now like this, because I don't have to put on makeup, put on a wig, set up light. That was a lot, especially after like a 10-hour day, whatever, plus cleaning up, plus restocking, plus personal emails, personal phone calls, all this stuff, and come on camera and be on for you all. That's a lot. That's not even realistic. So we have to ask ourselves, like, what is the real story? Does it even make sense? Right. You're buying into smoke and mirrors, you all. Pay attention and watch people's energy. Fake famous. I think that's the one. Fake, it's one of them. Watch both of them. But I think fake famous is the one with the 3 people. Okay, good. Thank you so much. And just pay attention. Just sit back and watch people. Like, people will tell you they making all this money. And people love, pay attention, people love to angle their cameras where they showing you what's in their closet. And people love to angle their cameras where they always showing you this all designer boxes and stuff. People, come on now. You don't know what's in them boxes. But all of that is to get in your head. People love to pretend to be walking away and posing and show you their red bottom. People love to be pretending like they're being caught in a shot. Celebrities do it all the time. Everybody does it. Pretending to be caught in a compromising position, but their foot is up in the air showing a red bottom. Stuff like that. Oh, we know this is all done on purpose. I think some of us just like to be fooled. We want to believe in something. We need something to be excited about. But you know what? If you know exactly where you're going and where you want to be and the type of business you want to have, that's really what we need to keep our focus on. We could take some tips. We could take some of the tricks from them in terms of layout and, whatever, or what's in, what's trendy. But to compare your success to them would be the biggest mistake ever. Because I can tell you that I see stuff all the time that lets me know that people are fake. faking it. Faking it. I will tell you, for me, business has been slow. I'm not going to sit here and just act like, oh, it's been ridiculous. No, it has not. Here it's been snowing. It's been blizzarding every couple days. It's clear and nice today, you know? So that's why I told you I went out there and saw that garbage that I thought was a pile of snow. Come to find out it's a pile of garbage because it's been that much snow. Um, it's just been like a weird space for me in my career right now because I think a lot of people are just slowing up. There's nowhere to go. People don't know where we're going with this war situation. The My clientele is in a weird space right now. Like I'm noticing that a lot of them have stopped or just spreading it out. What can I do? I can't force them. And then sometimes you just have to kind of open your rotation back up and let a few more people in, a few new people in. Everybody is not meant to stay in your books forever. People outgrow each other. People get bored with each other. Things happen. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you can't even take it personally. It's just like if you know how to brand yourself, that's why I always talk about, the importance of branding. That's why that book is still relevant because it teaches you how to always stay in the mindset. You need a ground zero that you can ground yourself with. So like the pointy nails, the long nails, the sharp nails, the color acrylic, I know that I need to put that out there for artistic purposes, but I know that the clientele that I'm happy with and I'm comfortable with are these ladies here. So I'm going to continue still to make sure that I go back to what I was doing when I first moved back here. My original marketing plan, and I'm going to really put my effort into that. Regardless of what I see, regardless of what I see out here with people, acting like they just killing it. They just killing it. I know illusions can be weird and they can trick you. I'm going to tell you another illusion that people do. I'm going to tell you another illusion that people do. Hold on, here we go. Another illusion is people love to let you see them pack up all their orders. I know you all have seen it. People love for you to see them pack up all the orders. Now, I remember back when I had my original website, which is now, it's been around 10 years, but it was originally called Face Putty. They started doing that back then. But now I think that some of these people are like, not all of them, but I think that some people that has become a trend to like let you see people pack. And I think people were like, oh, I need to buy this product because she got, it looked like 300 packages going out. Yeah, might have had 300 packages going out. But like I tell people, don't think that they can retire because you see 300 packages go out a few times. It's much more to it than that. But that's all to play on your mind. And also those 300 packages, at the end of the day, the bottom line might only be $2 or $3 or $5 off of each one. So what looks like she made it in life, she just made her whole year's salary off of one big batch, knows more like $1,500, $2,500 profit. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like we have to keep ourselves grounded and do not be fooled by all these smoke and mirrors out here, because the biggest problem, double-edged sword with social media, is that everybody thinks everything is so easy. It is not. A lot of information and visuals that people are putting out here it will set you up for failure, because you go out and have the same type of expectation that they put in your head, and it's all to get your sale, but it's not the reality of how it really goes being a business owner. You get it? Like, it takes a lot of work. It just does. Fake famous. It's really good. It's interesting. Listen, clients bringing in stages photos. I'm like, that picture is so filtered. And I tell them that all the time. And I think that might be a reason why a couple of my clients have gotten a little agitated with me, because when they start showing me photos, I like that they could tell me what they were thinking, but I started breaking it down to reality. I'd be like, okay, this is heavily filtered. There is a very big contrast on here. And what they're doing is they're lowering the saturation, the lighting. They take the lighting down to create more contrast in it, to give it more depth. And I tell them, I say, if you saw this set of nails in real life, it's not going to vibe boom you like it is on this picture. I said, they're gorgeous, but just keep in mind that social media pictures are usually a little zhuzhed. like that. They be like, okay, I said, I'll just let you know. We're going to do it. You could definitely get this, but just keep in mind, this is filtered. And you could just see, it's like, they get a little like, but I want people to have realistic expectation, because everything is like so smoky out here. So smoky. And it's just a mess. This one person had all these designer bags on their profile, saying how some people were looking at him gay bashing, but walked out the store with all those bags. I think he was just flexing. Yeah, okay. Right. And he probably told them, I'm a social media influencer and I'm doing, da da da. And they let him do that. You get what I'm saying? It could be real. Some of this stuff is real, but a lot of it is like staged. I'm telling you. How many of you all are watching the show Bel Air? Bel Air is so good. And Hillary, spoiler alert, Hillary in the show Bel Air, she is a content creator. She is not a ditz at all. But she is obsessed with fashion. But the thing of it is, she's taking it and doing good with it. And her living out there in Bel Air, it's just showing like she's so immersed into the world. And I think that that's good to watch that, because it shows how she's constantly on her phone. Everything she does, she immerses herself into her brand with her life, everything. And now she's trying to get into a content house. And I'm like, a content house? I didn't even know content houses really existed. Remember, I told you they have places where you can go shoot content. You have photographers and they do these power shoots where they can get a whole bunch of content or whatever. Like they'll just shoot all day in different outfits and stuff to have content. But now I guess that's the thing. They have content houses. And people actually go live in a house and it's free. Well, on the show, it's free for you to live and you don't pay anything. But I'm assuming that they get a certain percentage off of any endorsements or anything. So that's actually a cool concept. But what I'm trying to say is that this thing is going to a whole different level where we're not going to have celebrities like we used to have. Have you noticed they haven't replaced? Who is the new Will Smith? Who is the new who are the new comedians? We got a few, but where's the new Debo? Where's the new TLC group? Where, you get what I'm saying? Like, celebrities are kind of phasing out because influencers are the new celebrities. And so we see that evolving. And what are celebrities? Most of these celebrities are actors in the entertainment field, either musically or in an acting capacity. And so what's happening is the influencers are becoming more and more like actors. You get it? They're replacing paying these high ticketed actors with influencers. So the influencers are becoming more and more convincing to us. But understand, they're acting, a lot of them. And the industry is evolving to give them more tools to convince us even more. You get it? Hillary is moving into a whole content house. Yeah, okay, design. Everybody, they make it to the point where I don't even want to wear Gucci or Louis. Like, I have it, but it's like, it's not even exciting to wear that stuff like that anymore, because they just wearing it out. It's so many other designers out here. So many. Oh, yeah, a few big orders don't mean a thing. It's great, but it may not be often. And it could be in the beginning because you pushed it so hard, but then too, it could be a lot of orders. But what people fail to realize, unless you are making your own product from scratch, and I mean own product, like you got your own chemist, you got your own lab, that overhead, baby, the overhead is kind of high. I could just tell you from, you all know I used to work in the industry and break that stuff down by the penny. I'm telling you that the profit margin, like you see, like, oh, they just look like 300 and they charged $30. No, they did not. They had to pay for freaking they had to pay the chemist, they had to pay for shipping, they had to pay for the bottles, they had to pay for all this stuff. It's not $30 times this. It's probably more like 5 or 6 or 575, 650 times that much. So, I just don't want people to be like discouraged. It's a road, but just stay focused and know where you're going. Broken mirror type of ish. Exactly. I miss the old days. Ain't no more old days. And I'm like, if we don't step back and realize that a lot of the social media influencers are the new actors and actresses, it will mess with your head. It will make you straight up feel like you failing in life. Just like a lot of the actors and a lot of the new nail techs, the new nail influencers have a lot of us feeling like we are not up to speed. But they are doing what's getting the oohs and the ahs. I'm just saying. So the next person gonna take it more and more outrageous because there's so much competition because everybody got the information. You see what I'm saying? I told you all it's going to be a snowball effect. So the snowball effect is an overflow of information to too many people doing it over and over and over. Now the competition has become fierce. And what did I say people do that don't know how to market themselves? They instantly try to undercut one another in one way, form, of fashion. It's going to be by price or outdoing the next person with a bigger teddy bear, a longer nail, an extendo nail on top of an extendo nail. And it's not even, it's more wearable pieces of art just to get attention. I can't wait to see what it's going to be in another 10 years. I'm trying to, how much further can we take it? I want to see. So I think that's all I had to say. These are just my thoughts. But when I saw that girl that I wanted to catch up with and I really paid attention to her content, I said, look at all these repeat comments. And it made me look at her whole live. Like all these people on her live ain't even real. Because I've signed up for different things like live webinar in 2 hours, and you will be talking to the person, nobody ever answers you. You could say something to somebody else, they never respond back because it's probably, it'll say it's like 600 people in the live, but it's more like 7 or 8 of you all. And the funny thing is no more people on their live than it is on your live, but they have an app that they're running their live through to make it look more robust. I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying some of these people, they are up on it to that point. They are faking it till they make it. Or yeah, they're faking their way up to the top. They just been doing it a long time. So if it say 300, it might only be 132. You get what I'm saying? People really on there. Some of these people really do have, we know who's really, really real. But a lot of these people, I wouldn't give it too much like thought. I have my own product. Listen, packaging, handmade products, labels, containers, it's a lot. Yeah, all those things cost money. And you had to pay to ship all that stuff. And that's all part of your overhead, down to your printing of these labels or whatever, however you do it. Every little thing costs money. So a product that a person sees that they sold for $20, when you really break it down and the labor involved and everything, it's definitely not $20 they made. You get what I'm saying? But that's what people look and they're like, I'm gonna do the same thing. It's like, understand it first. So that's all. We're gonna all make it. But I just want to see. Do you all have any pointers or tips for me? Because I see some outrageous stuff out here. I see people are like becoming stunt devils to get attention. Anything to keep your attention, people are doing. That's what I'm gonna say. Any little thing, they're like, okay, I need to go. I need to do this. They're constantly on internet, which we are supposed to do. Like that's where we are with it now. Like everybody is putting anything to keep your eye on them. It's like a fight for people's attention. It's hard for people who really, really busy to keep up with it. Does anyone have any advice or anything they want to tell me and light me on? Because if not, I'll just end it because again, I've overtalked and overtalked. So the key to making it is branding, customer service, etc. Right? Yeah, believe it or not, the good old fashioned way still works. It's just the consistency that pulls it all together. The right people. And that's where a lot of people won't make it long term because they're just shooting their shot in the dark at whatever can get attention and money for today versus having a long term strategy. So if that's whatever you got to figure out what your strategy is and what you're comfortable with doing for a long time as a career, and you just stick with that and just be consistent with that. And don't pay too much attention or compare yourself to what these other people are doing because a lot of these people are going for quick bucks and fast eyes, shifting eyes. That's what they're going after. But you have eyes that don't even move. You have clients that will never move or anything. They'll bring you other people. They'll never go anywhere. They'll stay with you for their whole life. You know, I promise you. But it sounds cheesy to say that, but it's really true. It's really true. My friend that came over here the other day who was telling me about her brother-in-law or whatever, I think that's her brother-in-law, who had to have his foot amputated. I've been doing her since the week after I graduated out of high school, you guys. That's how I met her. I met her. She became my client the week after I graduated out of high school. Hmm. And she has left and come back in my chair. Her family members have left and come back in my chair, but they always come back in my chair. I think sometimes we just lose touch, but if they see me, they're like, oh, let me make an appointment. They make it right away. You get what I'm saying? Because I had opened my business kind of far away. So we kind of fell off then. Then I moved to Atlanta for 5 years. So we fell off then. But when I'm back around and I'm right in their face when my name comes up, they all, let me book, girl. When you available? So that's what you want. I'm telling you, that beats a fast buck any day. Any day. Because even that one person coming back, she goes back around her family for a family gathering. Who did your nails, girl? Those are cute. They notice they look a little different from which, girl, Tanisha, oh, I need to call her. Shoot, I'm gonna forget all about. Let me call her. 3 more appointments come through the door. You get what I'm saying? Because I've been doing all them on and off for over 20 years. I hope so, Marlene. The professionalism needs to be brought back into the profession. Yeah, right now it's not even about. Nobody even talks about that. It's all about who can get the most likes. Nobody even talks about like, yeah, she was very professional. She was this. It was super clean. It was that. It was efficient. Now these new ones, I think I made somebody mad because they were like, they trying to normalize now taking 4 and 5 hours on the set, and I hope they don't do that. I was reading the comments and Neil takes like, right, because it takes time. Da, 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 da. And I came on there and I said something. I said, well, if the money matches, then yeah, but if it don't, then that's a problem. And I'm gonna do a stitch and I'm gonna explain why. And she came back behind me and said, well, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm like, okay. Because I mean what I say, like, we're not gonna normalize you having people sit up there for 4 and 5 hours. Because I was reading some of the comments and the customers were like, I love my nail tech work, but I'll be getting anxious as hell sitting there that long. Like I'll be ready to go. So, like, I don't know about that. Unless you're making 5 hours worth of money, you need to tweak some things. You better tweak your price, or you're gonna have to cut some time somewhere else. You're gonna burn out. You're gonna crash and burn. As they say, the cream eventually rises to the top. Yeah, but you gotta let them see. So that's what's hot. I guess I'm not right now. That's fine. Yeah, 4 hours. Oh, 4 hours is nothing. Some people say in 5. But I think now, I'm gonna tell you where I can see a set being 5 hours. I guess a set could be 5. I, I still can't see it being 5 hours. If you got your foundation down good of laying acrylic, it should not, because the acrylic should be done. And if your acrylic is done, your acrylic is smooth, you're not laying 15 million balls, then you shouldn't be spending too much time on drilling and stuff. See, all that stuff makes a difference, but people are skipping over learning their craft. They just want to get it good enough to start designing. That's the problem, right? So they don't understand. This is why it's taking you that long, because your foundation is taking up the bulk of your time. I digress. Now, drawing, when they be drawing those theme nails with Papa the Sailor Man and all that, and every nail is telling a story across the board like it's one big mural. Yeah, I understand all that take time. I don't have the patience, and I'm not a drawer. I can see that taking time, but still, I still can't see it. It could, but if you're doing that type of work, I hope you're charging people for that. That's like a masterpiece. So if you're not for 5 hours, I hope you at least charging them 250. And I know they're not, most of them. So that's gonna get tiring. That's not sustainable. You're gonna start to hate it. Yeah, and I will. I will. I still got it, but a lot of stuff that I see out here, the amount. This is the other thing. Y'all gonna have me talking forever. The amount of detail that these girls are giving away for the price that I'm hearing sometimes, I don't want to. I refuse to compete with that, because you're giving your craft away too cheap. People are selling themselves too cheap, a lot of them. There's so many talented people, and I'm like, wow, that was so creative. That's so neat. That's so that. Why are you just charging that amount of money? And it took you 4 hours. You charge them $90 for 4 hours of work. And it's so detailed. Like, you could charge like double for that amount of work. They setting the bar lower and lower. But they'll see. They'll see because the money is exciting at first, and then you start to realize after you forced to do it, the days you don't feel like getting up and doing it, and you still got to get up and do that amount of work for that money, it's not even going to excite you no more. You're going to start feeling used. You're going to start to feel taken advantage of. You're going to start to feel like people are not appreciating you because you never priced yourself and set the bar high in the beginning. And now you have a clientele that don't want to pay you much more because you've given them so much. That's like the relationship, the man who you just gave your whole heart and soul to so quickly. It never fails. And it's a mistake a lot of us still make it to this very day, including myself. You give somebody too much of yourself too soon. They seem to love it at first and they start to take it for granted. And no matter how much you beg and plead, they will never see you at now that you realize your worth is too late because they done already enjoyed you so much. They're not even excited by you anymore as a nail tech. They looking for the next new nail tech who can do something different. Because everybody has their own look. No matter if it's a different design, everybody got their own look. You could look at certain people's work and you just see like that's their work. So they're looking for a different type of work because yeah, you gave them so much at a great price, but they don't appreciate it anymore. Just like a relationship when you give too much too soon. That's just how human beings are. You have to make people value you from the get-go and set them boundaries high. And when we get a new client in our chair, we be trying, or we get a new man or a new relationship, we be trying to impress them so hard that we don't realize that we be shooting ourselves in the foot every freaking time. Almost every freaking time. We be like, dang, I saw this coming, but I didn't. I was hoping this time was different. It's just how humans are. I can't lie, I take forever to lay acrylic. I don't know why. You probably need to go up and get a bigger brush. So you can grab more acrylic. Because you could be two balling, especially if you're not doing extendos. You can be two balling, and when you two balling, you should be going about 3/4 of the way up or higher, almost all the way up to the top. And that's gonna speed up your time. Even you all who've been doing nails for a long time, you feel like that's a way to increase your speed. You might want to take your brush up from just like a 12 to a 14 or 14 to a 16. Wet your brush a little bit more and grab a bigger ball. Hold that ball up there a little longer so it can be stiff. And don't go half, go 3/4 or more up and hold it. And then release. And then wet your brush a little bit and then control it from there. Because now you done almost laid the whole nail. Also, what happens is your acrylic is going to be smoother because you did it out the same one ball. And so the only ball you land after that is your top ball by the cuticle. So you can make sure you get that perfectly. And that saves you a lot of time and a lot of time on filing. Because you don't have a million balls you're trying to even out. So I would say maybe go up a size in your brush. If you're doing a lot of nail art, you can take 4 to 5 hours. And that's what I was saying. Like if you're drawing and stuff, it could. But if you're doing that type of work that takes that amount of time, you should be getting paid. And I don't think a lot of these girls is charging like that. I think some of them doing like on average $75, $90, maybe $100. 5 hours of work for 100 hours all the time. It's kind of a lot. It's art. Like if you have that type of skill, you can get more. You can get more than that if you have that type of skill. Like if you could draw faces and cartoon figures, I think that some of the younger girls are not charging their worth. I think some are, but I think a lot are not. 5 hours needs to be 300 minimum. Man, 5 hours on a set, that type of detail, it would definitely be at least close to 200, at least, because that's still $40 an hour, right? But then if you take out your overhead, your booth rent or whatever, you still like, you want like $28 an hour, something like that. Like depending on how much shelling out. People shouldn't be shy on charging. Yeah, that's the problem. Like to stay competitive, I think a lot of people are trying to do that. I told you, when people don't understand how to properly brand themselves, they just undercut their price. And it's a snowball effect to the point where nobody wants to pay the value because they can get it cheaper so many different places. Luckily, I have a good range of clients, bling clients, art clients, and super simple. It keeps my interest. Right. And see, that's what I was saying. Even with the super long ones, I can put out a set here or there to show that I have that range, but it's not my focus because my focus is the corporate woman who just likes an accent or whatever. That's what I'm comfortable with. That's what I can zoom through. It's still good, clean, hard work. And I just enjoy talking to them. They're more my speed or whatever. But I do like to do the fancier sets here and there. So I do have a good balance too. And I have some natural nail people, a few men, you know. OMG. Yes. Tell me how this business owner hired me and told me we do 15 nail tips. I said, not me. Huh? They cranking through like that in some places. Yeah. They don't, I'm telling you. Yeah, I'd wait. Yeah, I do a lot of characters for holidays mostly. And if you can do that, that's like worth money. That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, that's not regular design price. Like, I have stuff that's like, oh, $1 per nail, two for five, $5, $10, whatever. But when you start drawing like that, when you start drawing pictures on people from scratch, oh, you should definitely be charging per finger and not no $5 either. Unless it's just something like a snowman. You know what I'm saying? If it's a snowman, okay, yeah. But if you want me to draw Daffy Duck with the detail around the eyes and all that, no. I don't care if it took me 10 minutes. It took me 10 years to learn how to do it in 10 minutes. You get what I just said, y'all? Because people will try to sit there and make you feel guilty for charging your worth. It don't even take you that long to do it. It takes me about 5 to 10 minutes, but it took me about 5 years to learn how to do it in 5 or 10 minutes. It took me 16 different products. It took me 12 different types of brushes to get to this point of expertise. And that's what you're paying for. Because people be really trying to clock your money and how much you getting like that. And they don't want to look at it like that. But you have to keep your mind trained like that. Don't let these people get in your head. Because even if it took me 3 minutes, let me see you do it in 3 minutes. You can't, can you? Because this didn't happen overnight. 15. Oh, you saying $15 nail tips. Girl, y'all in New York. Are you in New York? I think I'm overthinking something when I'm laying it. Like, I feel like if the nails are thick enough where they need to be, you go back and add more. See, yeah. So that's the thing. Like, when you grab, that's why I say go like 3/4 of a way up or even a little higher. Because when you grab it, if you let that ball get stiff enough, see, this is, and I have that in the acrylic course that I had up earlier. If you are letting that ball, if you know when to release that ball and when to start patting it down, it's going to naturally kind of fall where it should be anyway. And usually when that happens, that tells me that there's some over manipulation happening. Now, sometimes I will over manipulate when I'm trying to move too fast, or the acrylic is not curing fast enough, or I'm rushing. And I start over manipulating the acrylic, and it actually causes you to have to do more work. But if you just kind of slow down and make sure that your acrylic is a little bit stiffer, you won't be able to over manipulate it. And we should be doing more patting our acrylic. When you have to go back and keep laying acrylic different places, that means that you are over pulling it. And that's why you have to go back and fill in holes, so to speak, because you kind of like pulled it past where it should have been. If it's stiffer, you can just pat it, but it's not too dry where it's going to get stuck because it's EMA, right? So you can pat it and you got enough time to move as you go, but you patting it at a good pace. You wetting the brush a little bit, come and pat it down some more. It's like clay a little bit. I'm just telling you, like, you're in Florida. That's another one too. It's like year round. Yeah. I hit them with the Shecago. This isn't in your budget. Yeah, I'd be like, like, well, how much you trying to spend? Because that's very detailed. So that's like, I charge 20 per finger on that. So if you want it on both fingers, $40. Yep. So if you want me to draw that on both fingers, it's an additional 40. I tell you what, you my regular lady to death. You want them on both fingers? I do both fingers for 35, 38. You shouldn't go no lower than that because you had to spend a lot of time to learn that. I don't care if you could do it fast. That's not their business or their concern. it gets me disappointed because if I pay Booth Rental, why am I listening to their prices? Yeah, might not be the best environment for you. It's different setups, you know. What's the budget, and can we go from there? Yeah, like I never say this stuff in a mean way unless a person being mean to me. But I'll say something like, okay, well, what were you thinking about? Because I'll just let you know right now, like your set so far is blah 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 blah. So if we do this, it's going to add on this. So you want to do it or you want to do this? And I try to give them some other options if I see that they're kind of hesitant about the price. So it's like I know how to talk around it, but at the same time, I'm kind of holding my ground and I'm giving them other options that are cheaper. But if you want this is how much I charge for this skill that I possess, right? Because a lot of stuff looks easy to people, but they can't do it. So it just look easy to you. A lot of this, it's so funny with nail design, stuff that look complicated be the easiest stuff, and the stuff that looks so easy is the more complicated stuff that we have to slowly do and take our time with like thin, fine lines. Oh, it's minimalistic. You should just be able to slap it on it. No, actually, those are very fine, detailed lines. I have to do those slowly and hold my breath and make sure all the lines. And the stuff that looks so crazy, it's like, oh, that's nothing. That's just some glitter. And I just, slap some foil on there and then take some spider gel and wrap it around and make it look so complicated. That's like, but you don't want to tell them that. But we know things that look so crazy, like it's so much work. Usually that's the stuff I can slap on you the fastest. But that don't mean you're gonna get that cheap either. You know why? Because it's like I have to do layers. I had to buy so many products to find out which ones were the best. And I had to spend time learning this skill set. So again, my time is worth money. I think that's what I'm doing, over manipulating it. Yeah. So I would say I think you can go up a size in the brush just from knowing your experience level. If you are at a 12, go to a 14. Believe it or not, should notice a big difference. And go up a little bit and hold the brush, hold a bigger ball of acrylic up top a little bit longer, just like a second longer, maybe 2 seconds longer before you release it. When you release it, you want it to be a little stiff. If it start running everywhere, that means your brush is too wet or you're not grabbing up enough polymer. And because when you release it, it should kind of sit there for a second. And that's when you start your patting. You're molding it down. Pat, 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 side, side, side. You bring it in from the sides and you start patting it down. And you wet your brush a little bit. Pat, 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 bring it down. Wet your brush a little bit. Pat both sides, bring it down. You get what I'm saying? So those are my suggestions. I like to work in a clay consistency, but sometimes if you're trying to move too fast, it ends up over manipulating. Yeah. Yeah. What do you recommend? Booth, rental, home, or get my own studio? I have a lot of videos on that. It's so many. It's like over 200 videos up here. It depends on each individual person's situation. And that's why I do suggest getting a consultation from me. Most people don't do it, but I'm telling you, it really depends on your situation, how I answer people. Everybody I give a different answer to because it depends on what you got going on, where you live, what's your financial current personal situation, what your clientele looks like, what's your driving situation, do you have children, do you have a husband, all those questions I ask because it all makes a difference in how I'm going to answer for different reasons. Because I look at things from a 360 angle, and I could tell you I can pretty much figure out how things going to turn out just from being in the industry and watching other people from different angles and what works to your advantage and what's not. So I have to ask a lot of questions because it's variables to it. Honestly, I'm not saying it just to say it. Like ombre, abstract, and French. Yep. Yep. It's just crazy. So that's why you should be charging. Like whatever you feel like is more work or more materials or is more specialty, don't be afraid to charge. And if they can't pay it and they don't want to pay it, we shouldn't be just giving it to them anyway because you're teaching people to be entitled. We have to have other alternatives that are cheaper and easier for us to do because that's within your budget. I always get that. Well, I mean, this is what's 2 for $5. These are 2 for $5. These are 2 for $5. If you want this, that's more work. That's more expensive material. That's this. So you want to do it today? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a nice way of saying things, basically saying like, that's my price. And You keep getting the same thing because you keep wanting to only spend this much. I don't say it like that, but I'm saying it without saying it. They know what it is, but people forever trying you. So whatever. People have money for everything they want. Nails is a luxury. It's not like you asking for an IV or a IV or a blood transfusion. They don't need it to live, right? Okay, I'm going to get a consultation from you because this is crazy. I'm going shop to shop like I'm homeless with nail supplies. Yeah. Shoot. Cece could tell you if she was on here, she done work. She would laugh. It's a running joke now, but back then it wasn't a running joke. She said, I done worked at every nail salon in Chicago. She worked at many more than me, but I done ran through my fair share too. That's really kind of part of the process. So yeah, it depends on where it's a lot. So yeah, it's on Shecago Beauty Source right there at the bottom. Shecago Beauty Source is under there. And then I will schedule something with you. You can do, I think does it start at 15 minutes? Usually that's not enough time. 30 minutes or an hour. Mm-hmm. Yep. So are there any other questions? Because I've been on here once again, every time, 2 hours. You know, I had somebody told me that I need to make my videos shorter. That's why they don't watch them. I said, oh, okay, well, good luck. I'm not going to change my whole platform because one person doesn't like 2-hour videos. I'm sorry. Hey, I noticed that people don't like my shorter videos. I got one I'm working on right now, pre-recorded video. People watch them, but they like the lives. That's just the nature of the channel. Okay. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to say. I just want you all to help me out to see if I was looking at things wrong, because things are shifting and they are not shifting slowly, baby. So we are going to come back really, really, really see what Lauren said. We're going to come back really, really soon with the next topic. You never know. It could be a case study. I don't know. We shall see. But until then, you all do not be fooled. Yeah, join the lives and talk. See, a lot of people just don't want to sit. They have ADD and they can't sit and watch. But what's participation is key. It's just the internet. Can't even see your face. That's what I said. Bring back the 6-hour videos. They probably would pass out and just throw their laptop out the window watching. She's still out here. It's been 6 hours. I'm darn near off work. Yup. Because I love what I do. This is like my life. I could talk about it forever. So yeah. Done wrote a book about it. Literally. So we're gonna come back. I don't know about the case studies. It's like I wrap my mind around the case studies, but I never fully come up with, and there's so many scenarios, but then I forget them. So, and some of it is like true stories, and I'm like, I don't know. So we'll see. All right. Well, I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.